I don't know whether I should have made this video. Hey folks, MasakoX here, and I was wondering what I was gonna do for videos, and then I was just looking on Google and I found this website, thefanficmaker.com, and like, where has this been all my life? So, naturally, making stories about what-ifs, which you could describe as fanfictions at times, you know, especially the April Fool what-ifs, I decided to give it a go, and I realized that this is a really good website. So if you want to check it out and try this yourself, you can go to fanficmaker.com. There's a link somewhere in the description. So big props to the people who made this website. Back in the day, I did a show called Bad Fanfiction Theatre, and I still do it on the convention circuit. So if you see me at a convention, I've done this panel, and especially one about Teletubbies and Professor Snape, but that's for the convention. You have to be there for that. So I decided to plug in some Dragon Ball content and produce something that would be worthy to describe as an edgy fanfiction, bad fanfiction. Naturally, I couldn't call it MasakoX, so I came up with the alternative title of NozawaY, because inversion. Haha, get it? Here is the list of all of the things I plugged into the actual program or algorithm or whatever it is. So naturally, I decided to go with the edgiest things I can think of in relation to Goku. So it's modern fantasy era, it's set in Mount Paozu, so that's where Goku comes from, obviously. And in terms of the male and female sidekicks, there's Suno, because everyone likes Goku X Suno for some reason. There is Vegeta, because Goku X Vegeta, and Goku and Vegeta are everywhere, even in the actual show. Caulifla especially, because they are always paired nowadays especially. And of course, Perfect Cell, because that jawline though, am I right? I mean, goes without saying, right? So to make this even more interesting, I have not read what this script has spat out, so I'm going into this blind just like you are. The title is Dragon Ball, The Revenge of the Dragon Balls. Already, I'm loving this, so enjoy. And before any great work of fanfiction, you've got to have an update description at the beginning, so I am going to read this verbatim. I'm so sorry for not updating. I'm working really hard on some other cool stories, but I can't tell you about that in case Hollywood wants to steal my ideas. It's that good. As usually, the fandom characters aren't mine, but everything else is. That includes the unique version of the fandom character seen in the story. Goku was sitting behind his desk. He felt the tears well up in his eyes. After their last adventure, Goku found out just exactly how cruel people could be, how nasty and inconsiderate real humans actually were. Goku stared at a picture of a polar bear, a magnificent beast who would not hesitate to kill him, ripping him limb from limb, but at least it would be quick. Not an overlong conspiracy of many years, just to be unleashed on him when he was at his weakest and darkest moment, when he needed his friends the most. But there had been one tiny ray of light in this hole. Goku remembered fondly the day he discovered it. It was a Tuesday morning he remembranced. The memories surfaced before his mind's eye and took the most wonderful shapes. Before Goku well knew it, a single tear welled up in his eyes and trickled down his cheek. Because even when all his friends betrayed him, there was one consistent factor in his life: Frieza. And Goku knew that the rising aspirations between them could never become true. The feelings Goku had for Frieza were the only thing in this world that still felt true to him. No lies, just that single pure sense and feeling. Okay. Go back. Just that single pure sense and feeling for Frieza. Their relationship would probably only ever be physical. Alas, Goku thought to himself hopelessly. Why must they battle? Why must Goku be destined to destroy Frieza? Can he ever tell Frieza how much Frieza means to Goku? If only he could. Then all his pain would be over. No more betrayal. No more suffering under the laughter from Suno, who told him she loved him only to stab him right into the heart at Valentine's Day. No. Only Frieza and Goku's true feelings for him. Author's note, because you've got to have an author's note. Lol, this has become so depressive, lol. My next bit will be less dark. Later, once they were alone and away from the others, Goku met with NozawaY, self-insert, in a nearby apartment. They had been meeting like this for a while now, often in the evenings or at night. A deep friendship, naturally, had struck up after their previous adventures, but they kept it hidden, as they didn't know what the others would think. They often did some talking, some eating, maybe a few board games. They were quite close friends by now. This particular night, they were sharing some secrets with each other, telling each other things neither had told anyone else before. Things that not a single soul knew.
Then there was that time I destroyed Frieza's beehive! Oh, Goku, that's positively evil!
And I should know. They both laughed. The night had been full of stories like this. The time NozawaY blackmailed a director, or the time Goku fooled an economist into thinking it was the end of the world. Endless stories shared just between them and no one else. It was making them closer. Closer than Goku had ever thought possible. As Goku was telling another story, he thought that he saw NozawaY examining him, looking with what was longing. No, couldn't be. The moment was over, and they departed each other's company. Goku felt something had changed that night, but wasn't sure what. But then, it turned out, Goku's lover had been secretly sleeping with Frieza. Goku was angry about this. He felt he should be the one able to thrust his manliness into her. The pain, the incredibly agonizing suffering he felt going through his heart, down his spine, into his colon, and leaving his body through his anus once more. He was going to take revenge on both of them, on everyone. He grabbed his shotgun, his wand, and his chainsaw with M6-like ammo loaded, and of course, his trusty rocket launcher. There he went, onto the streets, scaring everyone in sight. Everyone knew he was out to take revenge. The cops hid, so did the thieves, and the beggars, and the laddies. I think they meant ladies, until there wasn't a single living being on the street. He went into his flying Stegosaurus and forced his pilot at gunpoint to fly him to the base of Frieza. There, he would take his revenge. The base of Frieza was crowded with minions, all bearing heavy arms and throwing knives. And those that didn't have weapons had big twin machetes, double-egged katanas. As he flew closer, Goku grabbed his semi-automatic Tommy gun, pointed, and fired at a group of thugs who were outside for a smoke. A rain of blood came down, with limbs scattered everywhere. The Frieza's flying machine was also colored red, and Goku believed he could see someone's eyebrow sticking against the glass.
Shoulda dodged that,
said Goku manly. Goku at that moment felt in his pocket. That's strange. There was a note. It said he should rendezvous at the demolished beach at sunset, and he should bring Goku Jr. What is this, GT? Goku kept the secret, as it was clearly just for him.
Why are you looking at me like that? It's almost like you want me badly.
Goku chuckled. You're my one true friend, Goku. Probably the best one I've had in a long time. I like talking to you, hanging out with you, and I even love listening to you sing. And now that you pointed it out, I think I might like trying sex with you.
You're touching me. That's not considered appropriate behavior,
Goku whispered, his bottom lip trembling while his limbs felt frozen. Maybe not, but I don't think you're going to stop me. Cell stroked his hand up Goku's hip and pulled his shirt from his trousers. Goku's eyes fluttered shut when he felt Cell's fingers touch the skin of his lower back, but he forced them open again and stared into Cell's pretty eyes. He does actually have pretty eyes.
I should stop you.
Goku knew he should. This was Cell. Perfect Cell. Could he dare wreck their close friendship? And what about their destiny? But that didn't bother Goku nearly as much. Stop me, Cell said, and made it sound like a dare. Goku was all set to give Cell a glare, but it faded away when he got his first real look at Cell. I mean, sure, Goku had seen Perfect Cell before, but not really seen them. Not with these new eyes which Goku now had. His eyes had been opened, like he was seeing for the first time, like the wool was no longer over his eyes. Cell's manly chest, his pretty neck, his uncontrollable eyebrows, his jawline. Okay, I just added that bit. No, he actually says his ferret. In point of fact, Goku's mouth went a little slack, and there may have been some drool. Other parts of him might have been wet too. Ew, he said, but halfway it turned into a oh. It was an oh of pleasure. It was the first of many sounds to come from Cell as he opened his mouth wider for stuff to drip into. They kissed each other softly, Goku whispering sweet nothings into Cell's ear. Cell and Goku's bodies entangled, becoming one ball of body parts. It felt like there were vaginas everywhere, even when there wasn't. Okay. They then did it a lot, and once they finished practicing it, they were experts. Because that's how it works. After they had finished, with big grins on their faces and embarrassed, they decided to go home and never speak of this again. And so they defeated Frieza, and everyone was satisfied.
What do you mean? It's not over yet. I'm invincible. No. Back into your casket. You will never get me back in my box. I am too large and too sexy. My flesh tower won't fit.
Author: oh no, it looks like the characters still want a story.
Of course we do. Or cake. I love cake. Well, I'm going to steal your cake. No! What's gonna be my dinner now? Life isn't worth living without cake. So just die already, will you? Okay, you're right. Life isn't worth living without the awesomeness of cake. Farewell, bitter world of cakelessness!
And NozawaY:
Chotta mate! Smiley face.
Suno:
Tomo desu ka? Cake! Need cake! Like brains, but cake!
well, I want you. How about that? Cell winked at Goku, but wasn't into that sort of stuff. But Suno was all hot on that, Goku thought. So he left the fanfic and looked for a nice bed to crawl into together, and maybe more.
Oh, definitely more. I'm gonna rip your clothes off and plunge my dork into you over and over again until you explode in pleasure and sweat.
Author's note: well, looks like they'll be busy for a little while. Cake?
No, the cake is a lie. Give me it!
The end. That was something. That was something else. Oh man. Let me know what you folks thought of that in the comments, but oh my goodness. That wasn't as edgy as I thought it was going to be, but it was still pretty edgy and pretty much on point. So yeah, if you want to hear more of this stuff and me generate some more of this, just let me know and I will gladly do it because this was fun and such a nice little departure from what I usually do. Anyway, I hope you folks are doing well and I shall see you in the next video. Catch you later.